Those you guys catching on the replay, I went live on accident, actually. I was trying to set it up for later, but since I'm here, Home Pack, what's up? What is up? Listen, I'm just out here chilling. Truck Trader Sam, what do they say? I want to just talk about a few things I learned while trucking, but I am on home time. I got to go hard in the paint. And listen, that first drink I had when I came off of home time or off of the road the other day, boy, that hit a little bit different, boy. But anyway, got a little Penelope toasted right there. Just want to sample these right quick. And then another Penelope barrel strength. Hey, 4 weeks, that's good. I don't even think I did 4 weeks last time. The last month was the shortest time I'd been on the road in for almost ever. As a matter of fact, I don't think I've ever done less than a month on the road. I think I ended up staying on the road maybe 3.5 weeks. Flatbed trucker, morning from Bennett, Colorado. What's up? I'm just out here. My wife works at Costco. So she brought me, just this little sample here. So I'm just going to sample this a little bit. They said it's 5 o'clock somewhere. All right. So, shit. What did I learn? Driving trucks. Well, Slime Packs of North Carolina girl. This kind of goes into that a little bit, but I'm from Colorado, right? So Colorado is pick a car for an edit. Anyway, so Colorado is really, I'm going to say it's pretty down the middle as far as everything goes. You know what I'm saying? You don't have a lot of people out here outwardly expressing what they feel about a bunch of stuff. If you were to see somebody driving around with the Confederate flag on a car out here, even the racist people are like, they're taking that a little bit too far. So my thoughts on the South, and I'm going to say anything from, I might even say West Virginia down. I just had a very negative view on it, just from what, a little bit from when I was in the Marines. I was out in North Carolina and just some stuff that happened there. But that was just one thing. I never wanted to go to the South. I never had any, desire to go down there. To me, all I've envisioned when I thought about the South was people driving around. Now, they do be rocking them flags a little bit much. But anyway, my view of it was entirely wrong. So had I not been a truck driver, I would not have ever been able to kind of see that my preconceived notions about the South were pretty unwarranted to some degree. And there's two instances that really made me think about this. And one, I was in Mississippi on I-22, and I stopped in this off-brand truck stop. And you go in this truck stop, and there was two ladies working it. You had a lady at the cash register, and then there was a lady that was in the back making food and doing all that stuff. So I walk in there, and both the ladies are in the back. So there's nobody up front, so they didn't see me walk in. So I kind of walk in, and I was going to order some food or something like that. And before they saw me walk up, they were watching the news and talking about it. And what had happened around this time was when George Floyd he got killed by them officers in Minnesota. So I'm like, all right, here we go. So I'm just expecting I'm expecting the worst. Now, I don't care what anybody thinks as far as whether they think it was deserved or not deserved. What did stand out to me was that two people that I normally would have been I would have prejudged them a little bit. Like, I don't think I'd have thought one way or another, but I wouldn't have thought what came out of their mouth. And they were just sitting there saying, it's a shame that they did that man like that and all this kind of stuff. And I was like, it was just surprising to me that was what I heard in that state about that situation. So that was one. And then there's just been various times when I was down, like in Alabama somewhere, and I walk into a place, and it was kind of one of those places, again, off-brand truck stop, one of those places where you open up the door and the music stops. And, just the cashier down there, hey, sweetie, and I mean, really genuine about it. So one thing I can say about trucking is that it really made me understand that my views on the South and everything were totally unwarranted. And so anyway, that's one thing. The second thing is that this country is way more divided than I thought it was. Now, that kind of goes counter to what I was saying before, but I mean, divided in a different way. And that is a little bit more disheartening to see that kind of division that's out there and everything. Because, again, I don't know if I'm sheltered because I live out here in Colorado. We obviously have people, that have different political views and stuff like that, but we're not like all in your face. Like, you might know somebody for years and not know what their political affiliation is or anything like that. Just because that's not what we identify as, and that is really hard to see. Whether it's in Facebook groups, like we're in trucking Facebook groups, and there's more political shit in there than there is like actual trucking shit in there. So that was a little eye-opening because you just don't have that out here. And then the third thing I've learned is that a lot of truck drivers will not take accountability for shit. You know what I mean? So a lot of truck drivers will be like, you know what? And this is an example. I'm a Republican. I'm for small government, all this shit. And then it's like, but we want broker transparency or, some shit like that. And those two things can't go hand. Like that is what you would call, that is a rhino. If anybody wants to say a rhino, a Republican in name only or whatever that is, when you start wanting all that regulation, whether it be the brokers or leases and all that kind of stuff, those are counter to what. Anyway, let me get into this. So those are just a few things I learned. Which one am I drinking? The one that my wife bought? Yeah. That is wonderful. Got a little banana bread. What's cap? What is cap? Please elaborate. This is awesome. So anyway, those of you guys that weren't here during my last one, I'm going to be chilling till about the 22nd. I might stay out till like the 26th. It just depends on how I feel. But it's just been hard for me to find the motivation to drive this damn truck. All right, Leah, let's see. Well, Cincinnati is basically Kentucky, so. I was laughing yesterday at safety meeting when they talked about the culture. You too? Man, that just because you say some shit enough does not make that shit real. So yes, that did not fall on deaf ears right there. I actually damn near spit out what was in my mouth when they even thought that that was the thing to say. Now, if you wanted to say something like the culture at Prime has been something that, we've spent a long time to build, and, we really need to get back to that as being our core, value or something like that, then I could have went with that one. But just saying that that is what's going on, come on now. I mean, there's enough people out there saying that it's not, that it's clearly not the case. So anyway. There was something else in the meeting that they were talking about that kind of. Oh, when the fleet manager was saying that a driver's wife had called and thanked him for having the cameras or something like that. Now, come on. Like, I can't even imagine what I would say to my wife if she even thought about making that call. Man, this Penelope brand in general. Let me try get back on this other one. But yeah, I thought that was a little bit. And I have no idea what's wrong with this damn connection. But there was, in a previous meeting, they were talking about the navigation and how that was user error. And just this morning, we have a video coming out by Driveline talking about how he feels about the navigation. And I'm telling you, that navigation is going to get somebody in trouble. And hopefully it's not me, because I'm not beyond putting myself in a bad situation. That navigation is about as accurate as a Uzi. It'll, it'll get you in the right direction, but you ain't gonna hit the target when you're trying to go somewhere with that thing. I hope everybody is in some good weather right now. It happens to be probably 55 degrees and sunny out here in Colorado. Just Gunsmoke. I'm still waiting to see what the cap was about. I've been having people say I've been lying all about this lease purchase. People lying. I mean, Switzerland, what's up? So I could be lying about anything, apparently. Need to go get this title transferred to the truck. I'll probably do that on Tuesday. I might stop into my old employer out here just to say what's up, and bring the truck to my house so I can launder $500 through my daughter. We're just talking about random stuff. At the beginning of this video, I just talked about some stuff that I learned driving trucks. Now it's just about anything. So now we're talking about, my daughter. You know how it is taking care of your kids. You just don't want to. She's not a kid at this point. But as a young adult and stuff like that, money's a problem. So rather than giving them money, I just bring my truck over and tell them I'm going to overpay them to clean my truck so they don't feel like it's charity or some shit like that. Which it is. If we want to be honest. I never would have thought about Florida in that equation, except for maybe the top part of Florida that kind of. But I never would. When I think about the South, I don't think about Florida. I know it is, but that's not really what I would. I never really thought about that just for that reason. You're a truck driver, the big ones. just the regular size trucks, you know, the ones that haul around trailers and shit like that. What am I drinking? Well, I think I found which one I like most out of this. This is some Penelope toasted barrel finish bourbon. And then my wife bought me this Penelope barrel strength corn, rye, malted rye, barley private batch. So I'm thinking this is better. I need to try it again. I just want to have a few little samples of this today, or now, because I'm not sure if later today I'm gonna want to go grab something to eat. All right, what do I think about electric trucks like the Tesla and stuff? Electric cars and trucks are just one of those things that eventually is going to happen. It's just a matter of how that comes about. Now, right now, the infrastructure is not there to do it, but in the long run, I mean, they're going to in the long run, once everything gets figured out, and it may be after my lifetime or whatever. It's definitely going to be after my career in trucking. But electric trucks are going to be on the road. They're going to be a better product. They're, just overall. There's no reason why, if the infrastructure is there, that you wouldn't have electric trucks, because they're going to outperform the trucks that are out there now. All right, I've seen that Mexican truck with the Confederate flag in Laredo. I don't remember if I saw a Confederate flag truck at Prime. I'm just saying that, all right, like I said earlier, in Colorado, even racist people think it's going too far having Confederate flags flying and shit like that. So when I first got out trucking and I saw that shit just out and around, I was just like, all right, this is a little bit too much. But like I said, once you get out there and are able to actually, interact with the indigenous population of different areas, you realize that, for the most part, my preconceived thoughts about it aren't what they were. Now, some are a little bit. Now, not necessarily, I'm not talking about the racist stuff and anything like that, but some of the stuff, I think, my thoughts as far as some of the stuff was right on. Like, I've been in West Virginia, and there's a receiver that we have that's in the middle of one of them hollers or whatever, and yes, that was what I thought it was going to be. It was, just very kind of rustic, I would say, but that doesn't make them bad people. But my preconceived notion, I mean, all they needed to have was a little bit of charcoal smudge on their face, not had it down. Midlife trucker, you're home all the time. All right, let me see. Am I afraid of self-driving trucks? No, I'm not afraid of self-driving trucks, because I don't plan on trucking long enough for self-driving trucks to come into effect. So they can't even get trucks to take the right. We can't even have a reliable GPS, let alone having trucks drive around by themselves. I mean, so I don't. Again, that will happen at some point. I don't know when, but it will be long after I'm driving. All right, John's parents are from Sweden, built a laundromat in Central Florida in 1962. Had some people who could not use the restroom because they didn't have separate white. All right, I don't want to yet. Definitely, that was a little bit before my era, but my mom was for sure like on that little peaceful shit. I couldn't have done it. She was out there doing the peaceful shit in the 60s, and yeah. So I'm one generation removed from actually having to deal with that part of that. Now anyway, yeah, I'm a little bit just one generation too young to remember all of that. All right. In Switzerland, the weight limit for trucks is 40 40 tons, so that'd be 80,000 pounds. That's about right. 80,000, and then you have some permitted loads that are above 80,000, so that's about right. You know what's hilarious? Georgia decided to change the flag. The voters voted on it. The flag they picked, the actual flag of the CSA. I live in Ohio and went to work in West Virginia. I love it down there. Those are some down-to-earth people out there. You're not going to have anybody like acting like they're better than you down there. There's a truck stop I like to go to in West Virginia. I forget exactly what route it's on. I know it when I see it, though. All right, that's damn right. We can rely on GPS to rely on self-driving trucks. Yeah, that's, man, this is good stuff right here. Went out yesterday and got my sushi on. Always got to hit that up when I get home. What is this? Oh, this is 57 proof, so 114 or 57% alcohol, 114 proof. So that's a little bit stronger than this one over here, coming in at 50% alcohol, 100 proof. I do like that bottle, though, better. No, it's not nitro. It's on some off-brand highway. I forget the name of it. I thought it looked like peanut butter screwball whiskey. Yeah, I don't do the flavored stuff. Anything I buy is typically going to say bourbon, which cannot be artificially flavored. Now, you could take flavor, like if you were to use old honey barrels or something like that, but you just can't add in a flavor like you can on whiskey. But I have tried some of the peanut butter stuff, and it was just a little too strong for me. You know what, Tom? The truck stop that I like going out there is one of those Go Marts, but it's not off of like a major highway. It's off of a smaller highway. All right, Tom Bell, my wife said, isn't it a bit early to be drinking, especially in the mountain time zone? Tell your wife that it's 5 o'clock somewhere, and when I'm on vacation, all those rules go out the window. I'm going to tell you what, though, Tom, when I got home Thursday, man, when you haven't drank in a while, that first drink or those first few drinks, those hit a lot differently, boy. That hit hard, harder than expected. This is awesome. Might have to have her pick up another one of those. All right, let's see. My wife is Japanese, and I started to like Japanese whiskey. You know what? I did buy some Japanese whiskey about a year, maybe about sometime last year. One of my boys had a whiskey party at his house. Now, this right here this guy is so slick. I'll get to that in a second. But he had a whiskey party at his house, and everybody, bring in a bottle of whiskey, and then, it was going to be like doing all these these tastings of all this whiskey. Now, there's probably 25, 30 people that came to this party. So 35 bottles and stuff like that. So go through all that. Everybody leaves. This guy probably ended up with 30 bottles of, at least half full whiskeys because of that party. I was like, you know what? I need to do some shit like that. That is the hack right there. Have a party, have a tasting party, have everybody bring some shit. Nobody's going to take the stuff they brought out because that looks like you're cheap. So now you made money having a whiskey party. I mean, that's the hack right there. But yeah, I guess my point was what I brought to that party was Japanese whiskey. Where do you go through in West Virginia? I work in Weirton. There, I don't know what. I go to this. I've been to this receiver like 3 times. Anybody that been at Prime or delivered here, if they read the notes of this place, it says in November they don't unload trucks because it's like hunting season or something like that. So if you're dropping off freight between this date and this date, you have to unload it yourself because there's nobody available. I forgot what city it was in, but it is way out there. It's not like off the highway. You got to get in them hills to deliver there. So I don't remember what the name of the place is in West Virginia. All right, it's 6:40 p.m. in Switzerland. That makes it about time for me. I'll tell your wife I appreciate it. This stuff here is good. My wife bought this, or the one that my wife bought. Excellent. My God. All right, did dry January, and it's my first day drinking this year. The last time I drank, I was at my boy's house. Well, actually, before I came home, I was at my boy's house. Um, we hung out a bit. A couple days later, I was back on the road in January. So this was pretty short. I mean, this was a lot shorter than normal. Like I said, normally if I'm out, we're at least looking at 45 days, maybe 60, but came to the realization that my plan for this winter is just to make it through it. I mean, I've made some good money, but that's not the point. I just want to make it through winter. Then we'll work. Then we'll stack it up. Because driving into Denver the other day was not a good feeling on them slick ass highways. I just watched a truck stop video. Well, I listened to a truck stop video of yours. But I'll definitely check that out. I stop at a lot of those Go Marts too. There's one off of 79, I think. I forget the name of the city. Um, Shit, I wish I could remember these cities. I just know one is by the TA and all that, by that whole like fuck, what is the name of that city? I don't know. There's 3 that I consistently go to. One would be Wintersville, I think. Lower City, I don't think that. You know what? You don't have to worry about people going to these off-brand truck stops. I swear to God, especially at Prime, there will be literally a Quick Trip with the K next to a Raggedy Love's, like not like maybe let's say a below average Love's, or any of the Pilot, Flying J, and that Quick Trip will stay empty. I don't. I do not get it. People are complaining about parking and they're not using all the options available. It's rare that I see a Prime truck at some of these places that I park at. Hey, one of the places I do park at just got hit with the Ice Pick Bandit, that Pinehurst Travel Plaza in Georgia. I stayed there like 2 days after that guy had already punctured those tires out, and I didn't realize it till I went in and there was somebody talking about it. So there is a downside to parking at some of those places. Midlife trucker only stayed out for 34 in the 6 weeks of this payroll year. Grinding. What's up, brother? Hope all is well and blessed with you and your family. I'm just out here chilling right now. Just chilling. Man, that is good. Might have to double check it against this other one again. I've been kind of lucky this year with the snow until coming into Denver the other day. Now, I haven't escaped that minus 14 and all that. I did get a bunch of that. Quick trip with the K. Try the chicken. I'll be there all week. All right, the quick trip chicken is not better than no Popeyes chicken. So if I'm going to put those two together, as a matter of fact, yeah, let me. Some of you guys don't remember this story because you haven't watched, obviously all my shit. But I was in Wisconsin at a quick trip, and I'm going in there, and I'm about to get these they had some chicken wings and chicken, all stuff that was made up. And I saw this lady in the cart, and she's putting all this stuff on the cart. So I'm thinking, let me just grab something else and then let me see what's going on. I saw her take all this stuff out to the trash can and just set it on the trash can. Man, don't think I wasn't right out there grabbing $40 worth of chicken wings and all that shit right off of that for free. It's still in the box, all that stuff. Hey, I am not afraid to get in the gutter if I got to. But that chicken at Quick Trip, circling back around, it's not as good as no Popeyes. Brooklyn, Iowa. That place is good. That place is one of the not the greater places to park at, though. But I'll definitely take it over that Petro down the road. I remember to stop at the border highway stop to get the discount book. That was before the internet. Yeah, I don't know about that. The truck stop in Pinehurst was abandoned for a decade. This will make you jealous. We don't even have a snow blower or a snow shovel. My wife bought a snow blower, or whatever, snow blower. And sometimes you just got to go all out on something. And that snow blower is good for like a little bit of snow, but it's not good for if there's a lot of snow. So I might have just said, you know what, just fuck it. Just spend the extra money, get the real deal. But we got a son still living here, so that's enough of a snowblower right there. There is no way. There is absolutely no way that fried chicken at Quick Trip is even like in the same ballpark of Popeye's chicken. And then I'll say just Popeye's chicken in general. But the best Popeye's chicken ever is Oklahoma City. At that TA, that specific TA right there. Bojangles is all right. I mean, I don't think y'all take it over no Popeyes, but if you're gonna get a snowblower, get the one that's 2-stage snowblowers. And I'm surprised that my wife even found the snowblower she bought, because in Colorado we don't really sell like the lightweight shit out here. Las Vegas, Nevada. What's up? Well, 412, I guess I was saying that wrong all this time, was saying that maybe Tom likes the Quick Trip because that is white people chicken. It's black people chicken too. I've got it, so that's how I know it's not as good. Come on, man, Tom, you are not being serious. You're joking around. Sbarro, the best pizza? Hey, 412, did you get a chance to look at those dirty trucking videos? Now there's a lot. Listen, there's a lot of. All I do when I'm driving is listen to. Listen to YouTube videos, all right? So if you got a YouTube channel, chances are when I get up in the morning, I queue about 5 hours worth of shit and listen to it when I'm driving. And there's a channel by the name of Dirty Truckin', and she is one of the few channels where I could say that I've literally watched every single one of those videos. She is like literally insane. And sometimes it's sad, but a lot of times it's just hilarious. Well, the best pizza that I can get in a semi. Okay, I'll give you that one maybe. But they got a few of those Petros with that Sbarro pizza in it. Tom, you actually watch Dirty Truckin'? You do not fit the demographic that I would have thought would have found Dirty Truckin' funny. Because sometimes when she's out there, then they gotta mess with me with this anal shit. I mean, she is insane. Dirty Truckin', ask her about. Listen, I've watched I started watching Dirty Truckin' about. I actually started watching her when I had my first student on the truck. So this has to go back to like 2021, 20, somewhere in there. And as soon as I saw her shit, I queued up all of hers I like binge watched it. And yeah, she is insane. Now it's getting to be a little sad because I don't think she's gonna make her rent this month, and that's hard to actually watch somebody going through that stuff. So as much as I like to laugh, I do feel a little heartbroken about the situation because you have a lot of people I never really comment on her channel, but you have people commenting on her channel like she's actually rational. And that's not like, you can't expect her to react like a normal person. So anyway, go check out her channel. Yep, somebody's been breaking into her house. At least that's what she says, or thinks, should I say. All right, Earl, here you go. Dion's and Blackjack's in Colorado Springs have the best pizza I've ever had. Those are actually legendary pizza places. And then there's one that's on I-70 when you leave. If you were dumb enough to want to drive on I-70 west of Colorado, there's a pizza place out there. I forget the name of that one that a lot of people like as well that drive trucks. Yeah, I think I started watching her when she was at Western Express or it. Anyway, we're going back like 3 years when I started watching her. All right, go check out Tom's video. I'll check it out later. She banned herself from casinos and then got a trespass for trying to go in. She's insane, I'm telling you. What she needs to do is have her channel monetized. That is one thing right there. I mean, it's like the most entertaining shit like ever. Like you never ever know what's going to come out of her mouth. Now, you saw that video of that 450-pound rapper lady that tried to get in that Lyft or Uber or whatever it was in Detroit. I would have paid money had that been Dirty Truckin' that like pulled up to go pick her up to go driving around, because Dirty Truckin' would have got raw on that one right there. She already doesn't like people anyway, and then you're gonna have this big old 450-pound 50-pounder try to get in your car? Oh man, that would have been hilarious. She doesn't really do anything that I think would get her demonetized. I mean, she doesn't cuss. She doesn't. I mean, she's pretty. I mean, she's not. I don't see her doing anything that would make her get demonetized. I mean, if she does the go, see, here's the problem. I don't like. I'll give money to just about anything if it's to cure a temporary problem. But if it's like you're gonna get me on the comeback as well, that's a hard one to do. So if she puts the GoFundMe up, I might donate some money to her or something like that. But it's hard for me to don't give money to somebody it's when there's always the comeback on that money. Like I'm looking for permanent solutions, not not some shit to just get you out of a temporary problem with no solution whatsoever. And I don't think she was actually a bad truck driver. If you think about what she lost her job for, the whole, placards not being correct on on the trailer and all this kind of stuff. I think she's crazy, but I think she was actually a good truck driver. Still haven't been able to find the motivation to get out there on that smoker. No, I could not imagine being Dirty Trucking's boss or coworker. She has the perfect job right now. Well, she's about to mess that up, but she's not anybody that needs to be interacting with anybody at all on any level. I think it might just be a movie night out here. My wife's gonna be off of work here pretty soon. She's putting in work now. She works up. Here she is. My wife just said Amazon for some reason. I don't know what that is, but she's putting in some work at Costco right now. Colorado in winter is the reason you're not motivated to get on that smoker. Hey, go look at my barbecue and cooking channel, man. I was out there smoking in blizzards out there, so the weather had nothing to do with me not smoking. Trust me, I was out there getting it in. No weather was stopping me from smoking back in the day. So, and actually, I like smoking in the winter better than the summer. Better heat regulation on the smoker in colder weather. It's easier to bring up temperature than bring down temperature. So in the winter, you're not. In the summer, you're always kind of not always, but sometimes you're fighting to keep that temperature at a certain range. In the winter, you're fighting upwards, which is a lot easier to do. I've never smoked anything in my life. You should try it. Andrew, if you're listening to this, your Penelope beat out the toasted Penelope, and this was like strong on my list. I'd never try to buy two bourbons back to back when I'm home because I can only do so much when I'm here, so they're usually going to be a little bit different. But I bought this last time. The toasted one, and I was like, you know what? It was so good. Let me do it again. But this beat it out. So all right. Perfect weather in Las Vegas. 6 Semper. Did you see that fool? And you were in that live. You said what's up in that Cash is King trucking video when they were like that guy was saying I was lying about the shit. And I can't show receipts on somebody else's live. But this guy's like saying I'm lying. I work for Prime. I know how much you paid for the truck. And I'm just like, so you know what I did? I finally just sent Cash is King just screenshots of just certain things about the lease. And I was just like, you know what? That's all I could do. And it wasn't like he was thinking I was lying, but I just, figured I'd send it just so somebody would see it. Oh, that was pissing me off. I just don't even know why. I just don't even know why there's even like a issue with it. Like I said, I'm not one of the things I said when I got into this, or one of the things that I try to do with this is to say, if that guy right there that can drive a truck and do well at it, I should be able to do it because if there ain't nothing special about that guy, right? That's all I'm saying. So when I'm talking about trucking in general for just mass consumption, or specifically talking about Prime, anybody can make it. It's like there's a like if I could do it, anybody can do it because I'm the last person that should be doing well driving a truck. Yeah, the fact that it's coming up, I just don't understand why, but yeah, Tom, the lease at Prime is so like there's plenty of reasons to get like to talk shit about Prime right now. But that lease purchase is like bulletproof. Like I said, I went and looked, because I thought, you know what, I'm the big dog. You know what, I got some money, I got some good credit. I could handle this shit on my own. And I started looking around, and the down payment wasn't that much. I mean, or when I say that much compared to what I hear other people say, but the price on those trucks was way more than what I was looking at Prime. Plus, I didn't have to worry about the extra bullshit. It was just coming in exactly the way Prime wanted it. So even if I wasn't all right, even if I had a plan, okay, I'm gonna go get on the spot market, I'm gonna be an owner operator, all this kind of stuff, I would still go to Prime, do that 3-year lease, pay it off in a year and a half, and go somewhere else if that's what I wanted to do. But I don't think it could be beat from what I've seen out there. Cash had a rough go at leasing, if I had to guess. I didn't hear him say anything bad about the leases, so I'm not 100% sure if he was like trying to talk down on it or not. But he did have somebody in the comments. Sick. You had several trucks at the same time. That's a different level of the lease game. That was a stupid level of lease game as far as I'm concerned. That right there, if you could say one thing I would change, that right there is the one thing I would change. Now, the one thing that did make up for it was I did pay off those 2 trucks in a short period of time and made some money back selling the one. But as far as the business plan goes, I don't find that to be a good business plan to fit what I want. Not that I need to be a control freak, but I just can't be like turning my trucks over and just saying it is what it is. Like I have no like say about anything. But yeah, that one thing that taught me was the appreciation of chilling out. Because last year I was out 5 months straight, like, and didn't even have the option to like get tired. Oh, that man, I'm having flashbacks right now. Woo! All right, Smitty West, ENT, how often are you home? Well, this is the new no hippie right here. So I'm probably planning on running. This was a little short, okay? So I was only out for less than 30 days this last time. And I'm going to take off 3 weeks. So that's really not a good ratio. But what I'll probably plan on doing is running minimum 45 days. If I run 45 days, it'll be a shorter period of time at home, maybe about a week. I'm probably going to maybe lean towards 60, but swing through Denver like maybe for a 34 or something like that, maybe 3 times in that, 60 days out and then 3 weeks home or something. It just depends. A lot of the reason why I would come home isn't for me. It's because I do think about other people that rely on my revenue. So if it was for me, I don't need to make like the money I made last week would have been enough for the damn near enough for a fucking month. So my motivation to come back isn't solely on me. It's to take care of my fleet manager as well. All right, some people knock Prime for 65, 62-mile trucks, but I'm governed at 70, and sometimes I just set my cruise and ride behind a Prime or TMC truck. TMC trucks are getting up there a little bit in speed too. Circus is all under the water now, or under the bridge now. You own your truck. Yes, finally. Boy, that was, woo. I'm telling you, I literally could have had PTSD from that shit. The longest that I've ever been out is 28 days this year. I'm home about every week. I might start doing that. Like I said, because when I was out those 5 months, there were a couple times when I did have a load coming through. Now, here's how like serious I am about driving. Is there have been times when I've came through Denver and didn't even stop by the house. And I had, I had the time to do it, but it's like I gotta stay focused. You know what I mean? I'm not the guy that could like be like, okay, I'm like in Denver, I could stop at the yard and go home for, 10 hours. Man, that 10 hours is gonna have me hating the rest of the time I'm out on the road. So I've just never done that. And when I was out for 5 months, though, I did take advantage of those little periods of time. So I might start doing that a little bit more. Yeah, my wife needs to keep working on her job right now. All right, seriously, let's not do these super chats or whatever they are. I do appreciate it, but yeah, because that's the last thing I need is somebody thinking I'm out here e-bagging or something. Oh, here's something I didn't know. If TMC has its number in silver, it's a company truck. It's 65. If it's in gold, it's a lease truck, open throttle. Now, I didn't think they were open throttle, though. I still haven't seen one like really blow by me. I gave up on my lease. My family I'm raising was just more important, but I will say Prime was a good rookie company. Hey, I completely understand that right there. And I couldn't do it as a, I mean, it's hard enough where I'm at now. But if I had younger kids and shit where I had to keep my foot in their ass all the time, and that's a different story. I'm kind of at the point right now where either A, I'm stacking stuff up to really like just setting things up to retire right now, things like that. Or B, if for some reason I fucking kick the bucket, that I got things set aside and taken care of for my wife and shit like that. So, and I wouldn't have been able to do it in my previous business. That shit was just like way too much stress. Take your grandson out on a truck run, get him away from the girls for a few days. Man, I was gonna take him out on a run, but he so he was doing his electrician shit, becoming an electrician, and there was a time when he didn't have a job because they shut down jobs and you have to wait for another job. And there was like a brief period of time when he didn't have a job, and I was gonna do that, and I think he ended up getting a job or something, so we didn't end up doing it. But then again, I don't want him to like, if he got out here and really liked it, I'm not sure that I would want him to really like this. Because I mean, as an electrician, he's gonna be able to he's not gonna it's not as hard of a lifestyle once he gets past whatever they do. I don't even know what they do. I've never seen a long nose TMC truck. That I haven't seen. Yep, I'm gonna ease up on that real quick. All right. I will say, if anybody was, well, hold on a second. What's your advice on a young driver with a young family? Like, how did you manage it? I didn't get into this until I was 50 years old, so everybody was old and all that stuff, kids out of school, everything like that. I couldn't have done it. I'm just telling you right now. I could not have done it earlier in life. Now I can hear my fucking jack off son sneaking around like he's a fucking criminal. What are you doing? Mason. Maybe I was wrong. Sound like he was sneaking around here or something. Uh, so I guess my advice would be, listen, here's my advice. Now I can only speak in general terms. In Colorado, this would not work for me because I would not do local in Colorado. I would get as much experience as you need, go to Walmart, and then do some of their like regional, local, whatever type stuff. Or, you know, Prime is not the best place for like dedicated routes and stuff like that, but Swift has a ton of those. Like if you live in certain areas, you can always seem to be like get home and do all that stuff. But if I was okay, let me get back to this. If I was a young driver with a family, I would be trying to get on at Walmart. You say you have a family, a lot of trucking companies have shitty insurance, medical insurance, all that kind of stuff. Walmart's insurance is excellent from what I've heard. Um, that's what I do. I could not be out here. Well, first of all, I wouldn't lease at all. Well, see, there's the problem. Half the time, if you lease, you always got to worry about trucks breaking down or whatever, and whatever that situation is. But then if you're company and you get those company benefits, well, now they're restricting your home time. There is no way on earth that I think anybody can expect a driver to be a family and praise them in all kinds of meetings and shit, and then you tell them 4 days off a month is enough for that. I just don't see it. So I don't know. I'd suggest, listen, there's a ton of jobs out there besides trucking. That might be the way I'd have to go on that. I'm not sure. Not under prime system. If I had a young family, prime is not where I'd be. Are prime's trucks so slow for insurance cost reduction? I don't know. I think they're just slow to be slow. Andrea, yours won.
Nice.
Yeah. That is some good shit. So anyway, all right. Soulless Emperor, what's up? Wind is bad on 70 west in Kansas today. Better than that snow the other day.
What'd you end up getting?
Penelope off the ground from work for $60.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with yours not winning the roundup because you gotta buy it.
Jesus.
You gotta buy it. Here, take these over there. Oh, here. And then, what are you buying for dinner tonight, Mason?
Like, only the goodies, Senor Chicken.
Huh?
Senor Chicken.
Let's go there and eat though.
Why is this?
What's this? That's what you bought?
That's
That's
what I had last time.
That's what I
So I bought that again.
Okay, so this is
I
the one
understand what you bought.
So this one's better than this one is what you're
Yes.
saying? How much did you pay for this one?
50 something, 60 something. All right. Why are you old? Hey, hopefully you'll get there one of these days. Everybody talks shit about old people until they're old people. Tom Bell definitely hitting it. People need to think about geography. Where you live determines what carrier you should consider. I went to Millis because it was the best for me. You know, I think Prime is equally the same for almost anybody unless you're like in tanker or intermodal or shit like that. Maybe some flatbed, but there's certain places where if you live on I-80, like anywhere off of I-80, like Nebraska, Iowa, anywhere in Pennsylvania, just anywhere you're gonna be able to get home at least a little bit. Or some of those routes, like maybe even on 40. Denver's just not a good spot in general. But I don't think Prime is set up for people to be home all the time anyway. So that's... I don't even want hear anybody talking about culture right now. I heard enough about that in the last meeting. All right, if you live in Western Ohio, anywhere in Indiana, North Carolina, or South Carolina, then I know the best company for you. What's the best company? Throw it out there. Is that where you're at now? One of the deciding factors for Millis was...
ignoring you. Is Daddy ignoring you? Mean old Daddy. He's such a pretty girl. Come here. Come here. Mommy won't ignore you. Come here. Talk to her. She's like, oh, looking.
Come here, baby.
Oh, Daddy was ignoring her.
Keith, miss your barbecue videos. Hope all is well, man. I'm doing all right. I've been tempted to get out there on the smoker. I just haven't found the right cut of meat to get me motivated enough to do
How
it.
about we start with like just some wings, even?
Wings is not worth my time even putting out on a grill.
Well, how about this, how about you give me like something you're looking for, and I'll keep an eye out.
Go find me some big ass like beef ribs. The ones that have the big beef ribs are like this long, but not the ones that are like the beef short ribs. They got the big old meat cap on top of them. If you get that, then I'll think about it. But
You'll think about it?
if you get them, I'll do it. You ain't gonna be able to find them, Mason.
If I gotta go to specialty delis to find this,
You ain't gonna find it.
If we go to Sam's,
You ain't gonna find
Sam's
it.
meat,
You ain't gonna find it at Sam's either.
Sam's meats, the
You ain't
meat
gonna. You ain't
market,
gonna.
the meat market,
You ain't gonna find it at Sam's.
the Sam's meat
You'd have a-
market,
you-
not Sam's Club, the retail,
You'd have a-
Sam's meat, the meat market. Put your
Right,
guy.
I know.
Dumbass.
You'd have a better job finding it at fucking Costco than there, dumbass.
Actually, Mom, Costco Marketplace is not have a point, actually.
I've actually bought them at Costco, and I've never seen them at.
And I've not seen them.
Okay, then.
You have me
Then
look-
everybody needs to shut the fuck up. It sounds like.
Costco Marketplace. What up there?
Oh, Cheeseman, yeah.
Okay. You owe me. You owe me.
What?
You owe me some sugar.
For what?
Be nice.
For what?
Be nice. Love you, baby.
All right, love you too. All right. Do you have a restaurant depot near you? Yeah, kinda.
Now, this is the kind of stuff.
I kind of showed some of these grills.
Because you leave the kitchen and you go to work and all that stuff, and you leave stuff on.
You know, I might do that.
refrigerator stuff. Last night, you left the front door unlocked. No, you didn't.
Wait, so you getting tacos or something later, Mason?
Senior chicken, yes.
Are you saying you want to go there?
I would prefer.
That
to
place is
go.
not good to go to.
I think so.
Them motherfuckers don't even come and take your order
Yes,
at the
they
table.
do. They don't during the week when they don't have a waitress during the day. On the weekends, it is you go sit down, or they order, they bring it to you. It's only
She has
during the week.
All right, let's
I
see.
think she goes to school.
My that muffler hanger. You need
It's
to.
hanging down again.
So, is there a way to tie that up with
I
anything?
have no idea.
Well,
We
how
took
did
it
you-
to the shop.
How did you get it up last time?
I'll show you.
But was
It's
there
very
anything?
simple.
Was there anything to wrap around that?
There wasn't. That's what I figured. There must be a piece that's missing, and they can do it. So all they did was the same exact thing I did.
All right.
They're just maybe if we had a metal clamp, we could put it on there, and so put a clamp so it can't come back off.
All right.
So they didn't do it. They did this. No wonder they didn't charge you because they
Well,
didn't do squat.
then I just need to run it till the shit falls apart. I don't care. So I guess if the muffler falls off. it
Same
falls
how I feel with my car. Unless
There you
you
go.
want to take it, I don't want to get rid of it. I love my car.
off. Okay.
I don't want another car.
Okay.
I'll run it till the wheels fall off.
All right. Let's see. Hippie, what states do you don't like to go far as trucking? States I don't like: Oregon, Washington, Northern California, New York City, New Jersey area, Connecticut, Rhode Island. What's that shit starts with the Delaware, Connecticut, Vermont, any of that. Just like anything above Pennsylvania,
So if they
I don't necessarily like. I'll do upstate New York and all that.
brown sugar,
I mean, I'll do all of it, but in doses. Like, I can't take a lot of it. And again, like I said,
flavoring, yeah, that flavoring, because that's what
the stress, like, you can't motivate me with money to tell me to take some bullshit load. So if I do a load going to some of these places, it's because I'm looking out for either my fleet manager more so than Prime. I wouldn't say that my loyalty lays in the Prime aspect anymore as much as my fleet manager, but that's why I would do it. I don't need to make like the stress isn't worth it for some of this shit.
Come here.
So those are places I don't like going. In the winter, obviously I will if I have to, but I don't like West or North Dakota, South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Idaho, I mean shit, if it was up to me, I'd just drive around in circles uh, on the terminal somewhere. So it's Tito's and soda, what's up? But I will go to any states, but that doesn't mean my trigger finger is a little quick to deny a load if it's going to certain places. All right, I did truck and OTR and was going Oregon, Washington, and Cali after I quit thinking about going back in trucking, but yet those drives wore me out. I think that's what you're saying. Driving through Wyoming in the dead of winter, got to put chains on. Yes, I mean,
Okay, we do need to go to Sam's to get more of that guacamole seasoning.
I just
That's what I use it for.
here's the thing: is I think everybody has to have a code, right? So I can't be telling my fleet manager, listen, here's places because we've had this conversation. I say, listen, I got your back on anything you need. If you need me to fucking drive to Times Square, whatever, and you need that shit, I'm there. But this is what I'm about. This is where I don't like. That doesn't mean I don't want to go there or I won't go there. But as soon as I say that, if I'm a fraud and then somebody sends me a load for $7,000 going somewhere and I take it, then that means I'm not a man of my code. So I live by that.
These boots work.
Does anybody want to see how dumb these boots are my wife is wearing?
They're not dumb. They're safety toe.
So anyway, it's pretty simple
I
that
like getting my boots in my Levi's, so screw you.
I would say this.
it's pretty simple is that I don't let the money motivate me and
I didn't hear you.
I will take loads going to places that I like for a lot less money. And I think as soon as you start letting money motivate you and they know that that's how they can motivate you, they got you. I don't know if that makes sense to everybody. I'm from Rochester, New York, so I started with a local company in my town, but the owner would only drive to the other side of the country. You want to sleep on that couch? You know what? I'm about to take you outside to go take a look at this stuff, and then I'm about to shut this live down to go take a look at these smokers and stuff. I'm just going out here.
You said dinner, so I guess you guys can throw out.
What are you talking about?
Seymour chicken.
What about it?
He said dinner. Well, I'm not gonna do dinner because I have to be at work at 4:15 and I won't eat.
Well, listen, this motherfucker's living free in the house. He's not the one that's
He's not living free. He pays rent.
$800.
No.
How much are you paying in rent now, Mason? How much you pay? It doesn't have anything to do with this. Paying $500 is practically man, listen. If he pays $500 a month in rent, he has no fucking. As a matter of fact, you need to start working around this motherfucker. Anyway, so hey, Mason, $500 a month. Your mom shouldn't have to say shit. You need to. So when are we going out?
You said dinner.
Well, now she said the reason we're not gonna go out is because you want to do it for dinner.
No, I'm doing that because you said what we're gonna do for dinner.
Okay, then
So
let's.
don't
Whenever
change
your mom says it needs to be is when it needs to be.
Okay.
So, Andrea, when do you want to go? When do you want to go?
Well, he's cooking right now.
He can stop cooking. All he does is scrambled up $2.34 worth of eggs.
Not even that much. I got him at Costco, so.
All right. Well, then when did you want to go? Hey, don't throw it in there. You might want to put it in a container.
Lunchtime
Okay.
now.
$500. Hey, you might want to start setting aside a little bit more money because that rent is gonna start going up. Trust me on that one. And you're paying for fucking lunch. All right. So anyway, here. Now we did have some junk guy come by and get rid of 2 of my smokers. They were perfectly good smokers, but giving away shit for free is harder than selling shit. But we got this. I wonder if I could turn this around. Guess not. Fuck. I'm not gonna take the cover off this, but this is an electric smoker right here. This is a Z Grill smoker. We got this here. This is a smoker. And then you got the side box where you can like sear off some steaks. I know you can't see this that well. Now this is how long this hasn't been used. We need to season this up again. But this is a flat top griddle, so you could cook like eggs or whatever. This is just like a grill like you might see at a diner or something. Now if I was to smoke anything or cook anything, this is what it would be on right here. The Weber. This is a 26-inch Weber kettle grill. And then, see, I can't turn this. I'm trying to turn this thing around.